Hello, my name is Katrina Shaw. Today I'd like to go over the 7 habits of highly effective people with you. First, I'd like to start with habit number 4. This is the think win-win approach. First, we have the win-win type of human interaction. This can be mutually beneficial. I think this is the perfect situation. This is exactly what you want with human interaction. Everyone wins. Both sides get along, both sides get what they want, what they need. The next is the win-lose interaction. That's when someone uses their title to get their way. I have quite a few people in my current company that act this way. It makes it very difficult to get things done, and it also makes it difficult to converse with people. It's a lot harder to feel comfortable going to someone when you know they're always going to throw their title in your face. Sometimes you do need to use your title to get things done, but of course, you don't ever want that to become a situation where you make people feel like they can't come to you. We also have the lose-win approach. These are the people pleasers. This one is close to my heart. I tend to be a people pleaser. Unfortunately, I manage a group of 23 people, so I cannot people please. It is a huge area that I try to work on daily. I want my team to be happy and motivated and want to be here and work at their jobs and work hard, but I can't give them whatever they want just to make them happy. That will tear a team apart faster than anything. So I do have to find a balance and not always go into that I'm going to lose all the time, but they're always going to win because things aren't going to work out. We have the lose-lose type of human interaction. This one's a fun one to describe. This is those stubborn, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to do it, no one's going to do it approach. So this type of interaction is totally terrible. Nothing's going to come out of it. It's going to involve a lot of fighting and griping, and it's just going to get people angry at each other. So you never want to go into situations with a stubborn attitude, or nothing's going to get done on either end. Then there's the win approach, which is win at all costs. So that type of interaction is where you are going to be cutthroat, you are going to do what you got to do, and you are going to win. There are situations in the workplace where sometimes you do need to have that mentality. If you have a deadline coming up, you've got to do what you got to do to meet it. But you don't want to use this approach to cut people down. Win-win or no deal is when no agreement, no deal comes out of it. So nothing good comes out of that type of interaction. You don't get anything. No one can come to agreements and you just lose out. Going along with habit 4, you want to use courage and consideration when you're thinking win-win. So obviously think win-win is the approach that we want to stick with. In my PowerPoint presentation, which I know you can't see in this video, but it's submitted separately, I talk about using courage and consideration whenever you're trying to reach that win-win approach. So you're wanting to not be afraid to go into situations and do what you need to do, but you always need to be considerate of the other person and make sure that in all of your interactions you're being brave per se, but you also want to consider how it's going to make others feel. Our parent company tasked us to be brave this year. We're trying to meet huge sales goals. Side note, I work in insurance. I manage an underwriting department, and we were tasked to be brave across the whole company. So we're trying to win. We're trying to meet that goal. But as we're trying to meet that goal, we don't want to get into situations where we aren't considering how it's going to affect our policyholders or how it's going to affect our agents. So we need to make sure that we're using consideration as well when we're being brave. So I included a quote in my PowerPoint that I really liked. So Stephen Covey writes, to go for win-win, you not only have to be nice, but you have to be courageous. And that goes with what I was saying already, but you have to be brave. You have to be a go-getter. You're not going to get things in life unless you go for them. I have people all the time that come to me and say, I wanted to be promoted. Why did I not get that job? Why wasn't I looked at for that job? And what I always come back with them is, you never said you wanted anything more. You come into work every day, you do your work, and you do a good job, but you go home. you've never come to me with goals. And when we've talked in our meetings and I've asked you what your goals were, they've never been to get to this next step. If you want that next step or you want this task to get done, you have to be a fighter and you have to be courageous and you have to ask. When I've been with my company for almost 4 years now, I came in an entry level position. And when I was in that position about 9 months, I told them I wanted more. I knew what I was capable of, and I didn't want to get pigeonholed into something that I wasn't happy with. So I had that courage to go in there. And then, I knew that if I could show them that I was a genuine person, I focused on results, that they would know that I could get them that win-win. Whenever I'm thinking about win-win for my team, I am currently trying to work with the reward system that's talked about in the book, setting goals and giving people the value of what we're doing. So currently that's something I'm really focusing on with my team, and 2019 is going to be a year that we really focus on this type thing. We're really pushing for that win-win. I also wanted to focus on habit number 5 today. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Learning to listen is a huge, huge issue in the workplace. People want their idea to be taken and they don't listen to everyone else around them. We were having quite a bit of this issue whenever we were trying to release new products or change new products. So an idea that we had was we decided to have large team meetings once a week to discuss what projects we have. And when we're in those meetings, we do have someone that heads the meetings and listen and leads it, but everyone else is able to listen to everything that's going on. And everyone understands that when you go in there, you need to listen to everything everyone has to say, because you may not understand a certain portion of what needs to be done to get to the end result. So whenever I have learned to listen, I had a great mentor in my company, and he taught me about having emotional intelligence and being able to listen to people, be empathetic, which I tend to be a little too empathetic. I had a situation today where I had to reel myself in a little bit and not feel bad for my employee. I had to understand that there's a business side to it. You need to build skills to be trustful with people. You need to be open with people. They need to feel like they can trust you and that you're honest and that you understand and you listen. So once you gain the ability to listen and have the ability to understand what people are saying, then they're going to listen to you in turn and you'll be able to be understood. So communication is a huge part of being able to understand and be understood. Words are actually only 10% of our communication. Sounds are 30 and body language is 60. My mentor actually taught me this from this book. So I was familiar with this book before this project came up. I had a habit of crossing my arms because it's just comfortable for me. This is how I like to talk. I like to lean back and hold my arms together. He mentioned to me that can come off as that I'm closed off and I'm not open to people. Well, we just spoke about being open. So in order for people to listen to me and for them to feel like they're being listened to, I had to learn how to adjust my body language, since that's such a huge part of communication. Ineffective listening is something that is completely pointless. When you're evaluating and probing, interpreting different things, you can definitely see that people are ineffective at listening. You want to make sure that you're using your personal experiences, you're able to listen to people and go off based off their behavior, and you can build better listening skills. I want to read another quote about listening empathetically. So you have to build the skills of empathetic listening on a base of character that inspires openness and trust. And that's from Stephen Covey as well. So if you're wanting to improve your communication, practice makes perfect. You want to present your ideas while considering other people's needs, and you want to build that openness and build that trust with people so that people come to you. The way our department's set up, I'm a production-based area, so it's very open. Everyone's in their cubicle, so they have some privacy and some quiet to get their work done, but we're all open so that I have the ability to see my team. Well, in turn, they need to be able to see me. So I do have a cubicle, and it's quite large, so I do have quite a bit of room, and I can meet with people in there. But whenever I set up my cubicle how I wanted it, so that I felt it was open, I left a huge corner so that people can see me. When they walk by, you see me. So I didn't want to close myself off. It invited people to come talk to me, and I've noticed that by doing that, people do come talk to me. I'm able to listen, use my listening skills, and empathetically listen to what they have to say. So I just want to close with that. I want everyone to remember to think win-win and to listen empathetically. These are two things that I've applied directly in my job, and they've helped me quite a bit. Thank you for your time.